En el Summit también nos encontramos con Videl Bar-Kar, quien es el vicepresidente de audio de Bookwire. Bookwire, como saben, es la empresa alemana distribuidora de contenidos digitales, ebooks y audiolibros para la industria editorial. Bookwire es súper importante para el mercado en español porque desde hace varios años ellos tienen representación en España, tienen una oficina, tienen representación en México y en América Latina, y eso hace que para los editores tengan un apoyo, les dé más visibilidad, esté como mucho mejor representado también en las distintas plataformas. También distribuyen a las grandes editoriales en español. Bookwire también es importante para nuestros mercados porque desde hace unos años también elaboran el reporte anual que todos podemos recibir y ver, que es público, y que tiene datos confiables, información confiable y tendencias sobre el mercado en español. Esos datos que muchas veces nos cuesta conseguir, pero a través de ellos los podemos tener todos los años. Y además, Bookwire desde hace un tiempo lanzó Bookwire Academy, que es una especie de, justamente, academia de capacitación para todos los profesionales de la industria. En otro video nos vamos a explayar con esto y les vamos a contar un poquito más de qué se trata y cuáles son los cursos o charlas a las que ya se puede acceder a través de Bookwire Academy. Estuvimos hablando con Videl, le pedimos que nos conteste unas preguntas y esto fue lo que nos dijo. I want to ask you, how was the markets that have grown the most the last year?
Yeah, it's a great question. What's interesting is big markets have grown, like the US and like Germany, and even still developing markets like Spanish language, of course, has been a topic today at the conference, and it's interesting for Spanish publishers because of the US audience. It's interesting for US publishers who are publishing also in Spanish, for US Spanish listeners, and maybe also for Latin American listeners, and also maybe Spain as well. So there's a lot of interest in Spanish language audio, I would say. And I think there has been good growth in the Spanish language market. I think publishers are investing in producing, which is really important because consumers need to have a choice. They need to find the books that they want. And so I always think these things have two sides. So publishers need to invest in producing the titles and publishing them. And then on the retail side of it, the platforms need to invest as well. And they need to invest in educating the consumers to explain why is an audiobook something interesting, why can it really bring entertainment to the ears of people, and it's new in many markets. So in some markets like the US, there were CDs, there were cassettes many years, so it's already kind of established. But I think in other markets, there needs to be more education and more conversation and more dialogue between everyone. Smaller markets like Italy, for example, I think has a lot more potential, has been growing, and in France as well. So I think overall, there is lots of interesting growth. And slightly different market conditions, different models and different publishers, but overall, I think there is a real trend also through podcasting, because people are educated through podcasting about listening. So audiobooks is like the next step.
In Bookwire, I know you have a lot of tools for publishers, for data, for marketing. Could you please tell us more about it?
So, let me cover a few different tools that Bookwire offers publishers to help with audio. So with audio, actually, we start, even before distribution, we start with production. So we can offer publishers a production service because you need to understand how to select a good reader, narrator, and lots of technical things you need to do right to prepare a manuscript, to do the quality assurance. So we start with production. And the files come straight into our platform, which makes it very easy to go from production to distribution. So the next one, of course, is distribution. And there we have a lot of guidelines and a lot of experience about, things like metadata, for example. So pricing, descriptions of the genre, different codes. We have a lot of experience about helping publishers understand what's the right kind of metadata, because that helps the publishers, helps the titles to be discovered in all the different platforms like Apple, like Google, like Spotify and Audible. So we make that easy. We just ask for one set of metadata and then it's ready to distribute to, 100 different channels, for example. And we have some marketing tools as well. So for example, in audio, we have something called Smart Links, which we developed, which means you can pick one title from your catalog, and in our platform, you can press some buttons and you have a really nice image of the cover of the audiobook with a sample. And you can use that on your social media and different marketing channels like emails, and it has a link to the different platforms where you can buy the book. That's very, very easy to do and very fast. So that's part of our marketing suite. And then we also have really good analytics tools. So of course, after you distribute your book, it's been sold, then at the end of the reporting period, you want to understand, okay, how did my books perform in the market? And we have some really good analytics tools to understand 1 month compared to the next month, or this year compared to last year. Very easy to see, and it's very, very automated. And we also provide some trend data as well. So even before the end of the reporting period, we can give publishers an estimate and say, okay, this is how the titles are doing. And this helps publishers understand their investment they're making, how much money they're making in return. And we want to give publishers this transparency so they can be more efficient in their business, go into the market faster. And we think these are important tools that publishers need in today's business.